Okay, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome to JFD Brokers Traders Tea Time with me, Darius Nuchauskas. Today is the 6th of April 2018. This is the last day of for trading this week. So I hope you had a good European session, well, which is still running. So we're going to be looking at right now at the markets, what's happening right now, what happened during the morning session, and we are a few minutes away from the US opening bell. So yeah guys, let's have a look at the markets, what's happening. Before, as always, before we jump into the charts, as always, let's have a look at our risk disclaimer. Now, JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy-free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendation and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. I'll just give you a few seconds to read the rest and we can continue. Also, before we jump into the charts, quick reminder of our JFD research page here, where you can go in and have a look at different analysis that we do, different trading shoutouts, and yeah, of course in different languages as well. So please do not hesitate and visit us here, and yeah, I hope you can find something useful for yourself. But right now, let's have a look at the charts. The first one I want to have a look at is the FTSE. This morning I was discussing this one, and I was talking about this level right here at around 71.85 approximately there, and at the moment we can see that potentially we could see this day closing in this with this boring candle, to be honest. I mean, and we probably we're not going to see any more movement. I think all the moves were taken by yesterday's day, and today we're just gonna excuse me, today we're just gonna stick around here. This is the daily chart, by the way, and we're gonna be probably hanging around this 71.85 and slightly below this 50 EMA here on the daily chart. Similar stories on the DAX. Again, we are above this 12,160 level, so we're back in this range that it was here previously in the beginning of March. So now at the moment, probably again, like FTSE, DAX will close in this really tight narrow range here for today, and probably we're going to be waiting for next week in order to see some sort of more interesting activity. Let's have a look at gold. And gold, we're seeing nice rebound here. Just to remind you guys, by the way, the NFP numbers have come out, and it came out lower than expected. So the dollar got hit a little bit. So now we can see that gold is pushing a little bit higher right now here on the daily chart. It bounced off nicely from this 1321 level, and now we're just kind of moving higher. I doubt that we're gonna hit 1336, this level I was talking about this morning. Let me just put a 4-hour chart here. I was talking about this level this morning to watch out for, the 1336. I don't think, like I said, I doubt that we're gonna hit this level today. If we do, probably we're not gonna go above it. But then again, like I said, I'm just speculating here, and let's see what happens, of course. But definitely on the high side here, we need to watch out for this 1336. On the downside, still keep an eye on this 1321. If suddenly we get a sharp reversal back down, well, if we do get a break below this, we could see a push, maybe a push here down towards this area right here at around 1313. So at the moment, we are in this little range here between 1336 and 1321. So a break to either of the sides could indicate further continuation towards that side, which it broke to. So yeah, guys, I mean, keep an eye on these areas. Let's have a look at a few pairs. So euro dollar having a nice bounce here after the NFP number came out. So excuse me again, I'm sorry, my voice is going down a little bit. So we did have a nice bounce here from this area here actually, but to be honest, even though this area proved to be quite a strong one here, the 122.350 approximately there, still the bounce came here at around 122.200. So now we are just heading higher here. It is meeting its 21 EMA right now. Of course, if we continue pushing here, then we could see this little area getting touched again, this 123 area that acted as a good resistance here in the past. Well, actually acted as both resistance and support in the past, so could be a good level to watch out for, the 123, guys. On the downside here, of course, we need to get a move now below this 122.200 in order to consider further declines, maybe decline towards this 121.500. But at the moment, like I said, it seems that it wants to continue moving higher. Well, we still have the full US session to go, and let's see what's going to happen. But at the moment, the target here is the 123. Quickly, let's have a look at the GBP USD. Similar story, getting a nice rebound here, getting a nice bounce here from the psychological 140 level, and now it continues to move higher, currently at around 140.500. It is getting closer to this level here at 140.700 that the price kept like trading around, let's say like that, in the recent past. So actually this week, in the beginning of this week and during this week. So keep an eye on this 140.700, could prove to be a good resistance area, maybe potentially even a little. If we take these highs here into consideration, then we're talking about 141 approximately there. So 1.41 could be the next little resistance area if we get a move above the 140.700. And of course, if this pair will decide to continue going higher, well, I mean, we do have the 141.500 here that we're watching, so could be a good potential area for a test as well. But that's only, of course, if we get a nice break above the 140.700, then 41, and then yeah, we could reach that level here. On the downside, we would need to see a good move below the 140, the psychological 140, in order to consider further declines. If we do get something like this, then we are looking at this area right here at around 139, 150. But at the moment, to be honest, looking at this activity right now, we're seeing that it continues to move higher, and it seems like it wants to move higher. Of course, let's see how this day will close. Let's have a look at the Aussie dollar. Now there we go. So Aussie dollar also it's having a nice little bounce here. Of course, not as significant as the euro and the pound, but still it's moving higher. Now we're watching, of course, the next level that we're watching here is this area around this 0.7770. Could be a nice area of resistance, potentially around there, plus minus probably maybe 3 pips or something like that. But yeah, keep an eye on this, guys. I mean, this 0.77, 0.77 in this range, maybe somewhere like that. A break above could push it towards this 0.77250 approximately there. And if that doesn't hold, well, it's opening the path towards higher level here. At the moment, we can see that this pair is currently stuck in this little range here. Now, that's why I would probably stay cautious for now on this pair, and unless it comes out of this, clearly makes a good move out of this range, and then probably we could jump in on it. But at the moment, it's just trading sideways, and it's probably a scalper's paradise right now. Let's have a look at the USD JPY. USD JPY, as we understand correctly here, getting hammered, and yes, of course, the dollar is getting weaker, and we can see that this is pushing lower. It's meeting its support right now at around the 107 level. Of course, we are keeping an eye on this one as well, because a break below could continue pushing it lower. It will meet its 21 EMA here, and then potentially could hit this 106,650. But if that doesn't hold, well, we do have this level here that I kept talking about in my previous videos, the 106,400. This level could come in line with this little upwards moving support line, and could be a potential good area for a test. So at the moment, of course, we are keeping an eye first on this 107 level. A break below, if we get a break below, then we will consider these levels that I was talking about here on the downside. On the upside, we would need to get a nice move up here again, take out these yesterday's highs at around 107,500, and then we could see maybe a move towards the 107,650. Could be a potential area. Of course, I mean, I understand it's very close, but nevertheless, if we wipe out the 107,500, definitely could, well, you cannot use the word definitely, but still there is a chance to touch the 107,650, and we do have this long-term upwards moving trend line that we could potentially test from underneath. So keep an eye on this one, guys. Let's have a look at the dollar CAD. Now dollar CAD as well getting hit, and of course it's not a huge move here still. Probably is going to be a small candle here on the day. Now this is a daily picture, and actually much better and more clear explanation for us here. What can we expect from this pair? Now it is meeting its support right now at around this 50 EMA. Of course, we need to wait until and see how this day will close in order to see if actually this is going to prove itself to be a good bouncing ground, maybe for a little reversal back up. But at the moment, of course, it's not looking strong. And if this pressure will continue, we might even see this level here. Actually, yep, this level right here at around 127. Let's round it up to 100. So 127, 100 could be a potential area to be touched if this pressure, the selling pressure, will continue, and if we'll see a move below this 50 EMA here on the daily chart. And yeah, I mean, like I said, watch out for this 127, 100 potentially, or even actually lower a little bit, 127. On the upside, if we do get a reversal and we move higher, for us to consider jumping in, buying this pair again, we would need to see a move above this 128 figure. A move above this could potentially push this pair a little bit higher again. Now we could see something like this happening. Oh, excuse me right now, guys. So let me just so we could get a test of this downwards moving trend line here that started from this peak here at around mid-March. And if we do get a reversal back up, we could potentially hit this target again. And if we do get a break above this, well, we could potentially see some higher levels again, maybe a move back towards this psychological 130 level. But at the moment, we're just keeping an eye on this one because, like I said, it's just let's say too close to make a call here, and there is some potential here to the downside. But at the same time, if this 50 EMA holds, well, we could see a reversal. So at the moment, probably we're stuck with this pair. Okay, guys, I'm running out of time again, and as always, I hope you have a good weekend, upcoming weekend. Of course, before that, I hope you have a good US session, and I hope you make a lot of pips today before going into your weekend. And yeah, guys, as always, keep an eye on the price action, and I'll see you next week on Monday at 7 o'clock British summer time at my Traders Espresso. Bye bye, guys. Thank you very much. Bye bye.